Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to my channel, How to Paint Watercolors with me, Colin. And I'm just stretching my paper, which means wetting it both sides, allowing it to soak and stretch. Just brush any air bubbles out. Tuck the brush underneath the paper, run it round the sides, removing any excess off so that the paper can't suck it back and create run backs. This is just a kitchen towel and I'm just making sure that it's completely dry underneath the edges, or as dry as you possibly can make it, still leaving a very thin film of water on the surface of the paper. This is Hansa Lemon and Naples Yellow. Prince Ultramarine and Burnt Sienna with just a touch of alizarin crimson in. Remember, it will dry lighter. And as you come into the yellow, to dry off my dry stone wall. Cobalt blue and burnt sienna. I've just add some soft clouds in here at the top. Don't want these to be too strong. Bring some into this field, but not much. Hansa Lemon and Cobalt Blue. Just to drop more of your sky colour. Hansa Lemon and Naples Yellow. Just soften it in with a damp brush. It will soften naturally when I'm just making sure that there's going to be no hard edges. Just maybe a touch more on these hills. Taking my brush again. And now we're just going to leave this to dry. And once it starts to dry, with the washes being on, we'll clip the board all the way around and that'll keep your paper nice and tight. Now we come to the background mountains. I'm just going to re-wet this very far one here, and I'm going to do them one at a time, and we'll try and put some lost and found edges in. So I'm just re-wetting this little bit. Then with some French Ultramarine, Burnt Sienna and a touch of alizarin crimson. I'm just going to check this for strength. A little will go a long way here, I think. Just showing a little direction. The edge to disappear here, and I want it to just slightly disappear here. The board is set at an angle so it will spread and diffuse out, but I'm just giving it a little help. Don't want to play with it too much. Then I'm going to allow this one to dry. Once your background mountain has dried, I'm just going to re-wet this one that's a little bit closer. Just want to drop a little bit of the sky colour in, the French ultramarine, alizarin crimson and burnt sienna just on this front face here. I'll turn this into a rock or a cliff edge. Some of the cobalt blue, burnt sienna with just a touch of alizarin crimson in. This one can be a little stronger than the background one. Paling it off as it comes towards the back edge, just to lose it slightly. Just removing any excess water off the bottom. Cobalt blue and a little bit of sepia on the top, with just a touch of alizarin crimson in. And I just want to drop in some Hansa lemon, Naples yellow and cadmium orange. This just adds a little bit of variety to it. Once again, just remove some of the excess water and paint off the bottom. Soften the edge into your sky colour. And then we're going to let this one dry. Now this hill and rocks have dried out. We can re-wet this one. Some clean water. Once again, some of the French ultramarine, burnt sienna with just a touch of alizarin crimson. French ultramarine, burnt sienna with just a little bit of alizarin crimson in. You can hardly tell, but it is there. Again, some of the cadmium orange and Naples yellow, a touch of burnt sienna in it, I think. And we'll just sort of bring an autumny feel to these hills. Removing the excess water off. Just making it a touch stronger. Just adding a bit more paint to it, that's all really. French ultramarine, burnt umber. Just fading it off in the corners here. Just to give it a slightly lost edge. Softening it into the other colour, a touch more of the orange. Bring a little bit of this further down. French ultramarine and burnt umber. Just lifting a little paint out just to help soften it into the bottom. Tiny bit along there. Softening the edge in. Just lifting some paint out. Then we'll leave this to dry. And then taking some of your sky colour, which is your French ultramarine, burnt umber and a little bit of alizarin crimson in. We're just going to put some little details into this back mountain here, just very faintly, just adding some fracture lines. a little stronger with this. Once again, some clean water, and we come to our little hill here. Taking some of the cobalt blue, enhance the lemon, put that in the bottom. Some of the cadmium orange and Naples yellow with a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Paling it off as it goes around the back of this mountain. Cobalt blue enhance the lemon again, but this has a tiny bit of burnt umber added to it, or burnt sienna. If you haven't got that, it doesn't really matter. Just swapping between these four colours, just to add some variation. Cobalt blue, sepia. Just in places it's just a little darker and just slightly greyer. Does have a touch of alizarin crimson in it. And just paling it off at the bottom. Once again, I'm going to leave that to dry. I've just re-wet the bottom here just to keep it nice and damp and stretched, and I'm just want to put some back hedgerows in here, so I'm just adding a little bit of water. And I think into that we'll drop some of the cadmium orange, burnt sienna with a touch of Naples yellow in, and we'll just drop it in. Just drop some of the cobalt blue and burnt sienna in with a touch of alizarin crimson. Just creating some background trees, shrubs and bushes. Then into that I just want to drop a little green, enhance the lemon, cobalt blue with a touch of burnt sienna in it. Soften off the bottom with a damp brush. This is the enhance the lemon once again, and Naples yellow just for this back feel. The cobalt blue, enhance the lemon, and we're just going to let that dry. Okay, now your background bushes are dry and your field is dry. I've just created some greys from the original colours, and I've just added ultramarine to them, and I've just dropped some of the green into the palette there, and I've just added some of the burnt umber and French ultramarine to it just to darken it up, bring it into like a mucky green colour. I'm just re-wetting the dry stone wall because we're going to drop some colours into it. I'm just going to set off with the grey, the bluey grey mixture. I'm going to take some of the green mixture. And I also want to drop in some of the cadmium orange, Naples yellow with a bit of burnt sienna. Just removing the little paints and fading some areas off. soften it into the field. I was going to put a track in here, but I think I'll just make it into fields. I'm just going to lift out one or two areas. Once again, taking some of the bluey grey mixture. Just want to put a couple of trees in. Just darkening it and thickening it up a little bit. Add a little bit more French ultramarine to that. It's a bit better. I think I'll just turn the board round and start from the other end. Just makes it a little bit easier. Sure my hand is clean and dry. I'll leave a link in the description box where you can have a look at the Turner Artist Quality paints I'm using for this. They are really quite inexpensive and I just fell in love with these. I'll also leave a link in the description box to the other YouTube paintings I've made for YouTube, and if you click on that it will take you straight to them. Take a little of this, water it down, and we can just add just a little bit of a hint of foliage on them. Same colour as the tree mixture, but well watered down. If I attempted to do this with the green, it wouldn't show up very well. While we're waiting for the stone wall to dry out a little bit, we'll just put a couple of fence posts in here where there used to be a gate into the paddock or into the meadow. Then we're going to leave this to dry, and then we can put the stonework in and finish the foreground off. Okay, I think that's dried out enough to put the odd bit of stonework in. You don't have to do it all. A little will go quite a long way. Your eye will mix it. Some clean water once again. Some of the maple yellow and Hansa yellow, just to create a bright spot here. Some of the summery green, or autumny green. Hansa lemon, cobalt blue. Hansa lemon, cobalt blue, and just a touch of burnt umber. Now for some of the darker one that we mixed up earlier, a bit like an olive green. And I want to add some of the kind of orange colour in. Naples yellow, burnt sienna and cadmium orange. And then some of the bluey grey wall mixture, just to bring in some darks. remember it will dry an awful lot lighter. Soften all this in towards the wall. And then we're going to leave this one to dry. Now that your painting is nice and dry, just one or two things to do on it. I just want to scratch in some tree trunks into the background here, just to give these hedgerows just a little bit extra lift. Okay, I think that will do for that many really. And then this is where you get around to the best bits. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. All subscribers are welcome. And like I always say, subscribing doesn't cost you anything. I'll leave a few suggestions at the end of this video for some of the painting videos. And if you fancy one of them, you can click on them. So once again, I thank you very much for watching. Thank you.